Hello everyone. So we are going to start the part 7 from the topic micromatrix. So in this part we are going to deal with the process of demixing, or you can say the process of powder segregation. So earlier we have studied about the powder mixing. Now let us discuss about the powder segregation and what are the different factors which influences the process of powder segregation. So without wasting any time, let's start our presentation. So as I already told you, powder segregation it is nothing but it is just the opposite. It is just the opposite of the mixing. That is, here the component have to be separated out. The component they is to get separated out from each other. That is the powder segregation, or you can say it is the powder demixing. So we should always take good care to avoid the segregation, because segregation it is not always intended in a pharmaceutical unit operation, as because if segregation takes place then it will not help to form uniform dosage form. So this segregation may occur during the handling of the powders, right? So example, during the transfer to the filling machine, whenever the powder, after suppose granulation we have transferred the powder to the filling machine, during the time also segregation may take place. Sometimes in the hooper of the tablet capsule or sachet filling machine, segregation may take place there also, right? So this segregation will actually cause an increase in the content variation, because if segregation occurs, then the scenario may arise like that the drug powder they are getting separated out from the excipient. It happens like that. Suppose in the hooper, if the drug it is getting separated out from the excipient, then first of all, suppose the drug they are more dense, the drug will come, then the excipient will come. This will lead to what? This will lead to the variation in the batches of the tablet produced. Means dose uniformity or content uniformity of the drug will not be there in the batch produced. Clear? So what are the reasons for powder segregation or demixing? So you see, segregation, why it arises? It arises because the powder mixtures are not composed of the mono-sized spherical particles. Because the powder they have different size. Means the powder will have different sizes. Means suppose some will have regular spherical shape, some will have irregular shape, some will have spike-like structure. They will have different shape. So the main thing is that the powders they generally don't have, whenever we mix the powder, the API along with the excipient, they don't have mono-sized spherical particles. Rather, they generally contain the powders with the different size, shape and density, right? So this variation mean that the particles will tend to behave differently when forced to move, and hence tend to separate out. That is, as we have already said, that the particle will have, the powder will have different size, shape and density. So whenever we are going to mix the powders of different size, shape and density, they will act differently. They will always try to move out from each other, right? So the thing is that the segregation is more likely to occur if the powder bed is subjected to vibration. Suppose if we allow the powder bed for vibration, if we allow the powder for vibration or tapping, the separation get easily done. So basic reason for segregation are the particle size effect, the density effect and the shape effect. So let's discuss them one after another. Let's first see the particle size effect. In the particle size effect, you see the difference in the particle sizes of the component of a formulation, right? It is the main reason actually for segregation. Some particle will have bigger size, some will have smaller size, right? And because of which segregation generally takes place. So what actually happens if we keep the bigger and smaller particle togetherly in a, suppose, vessel? What generally we used to see, the smaller particle they always try to occupy the void spaces between the bigger particle. If we just remember the composition, the structure of the particle, spherical particle, we have discussed in our previous presentation that they have two types of arrangement. One is the rhombohedral, another one it is the cubic one, right? So in the cubic one, the void volume it was more, right? So this void volume actually, in that void actually, these smaller particles go and they occupy that void space, and thus they move out to the bottom. So for example, you see, actually this type of thing, it is actually known as percolation segregation. Means the segregation based on defined in the particle size. the segregation which is based in difference in the particle size, it is known as percolation. For example, you see cereal packets, or you can say jar of coffee. Have you ever seen the jar of Nescafe? If we just see the jar of Nescafe undisturbed, we will find at the bottom of the Nescafe you will find fine powders of the coffee, right? But at the top you will find granules of the coffee, right? This is why this is the separation. The separation has occurred due to the difference in the size of the granules as well as the size of the fine powder. So during the time of mixing, actually you see the larger particle, they will tend to have a greater kinetic energy because their mass is more. Kinetic energy is nothing but half mv square, right? As their mass is more, the larger particle will have higher kinetic energy which is imparted to them, and therefore if we allow them to move, the bigger particle will move to a longer distance as compared to the smaller particle, because the smaller particle will have less kinetic energy, so they will move to a smaller distance, whereas the bigger particle will move to a bigger distance if we allow them in mixing in a suppose cyclone mixture, right? So this led to the separation of the particle based on their difference in the size, and this effect is nothing but it is also known as the trajectory effect. So I hope you have done some experiment, or you have theoretically done some experiment using the trajectory principle, that in the physics, right? So you see, so during the mixing, what actually happened during the mixing, when a material is discharged from a container, right, what will happen? Very small particles, that is the dust, if you just correlate this thing with the coffee powder, right? Very small particles, that is the dust, tend to be blown upward by turbulent air, and they remain suspended in the air if we do so. So during the mixing of a coffee powder, you will find the coffee powder, the fine powder of the coffee, they are moving upward and they are at the top during the time of the mixing, right? So when the mixture is stopped, if you stop the mixture and the material is discharged completely, then this particle will sediment where at the bottom, and subsequently they will form a layer of the coarser particle at the top. Means the granule will remain at the top, whereas the fine particle will come to the bottom. But if we mix it, the same container, then what will happen? The fine particle will come at the top, and the coarser particle, that is the granule, will go to the down, or they will sediment, right? But if we stop the mixture, the fine particle will go to the bottom, and the coarse particle will remain at the top. So this is called as electration segregation, and it is also referred as the dusting out. This process is referred as dusting out. So the next effect is the particle density effect. So how the density of the particle effect? You see, if the components are of different density, we have different components. Suppose the drug, the excipient, they are having the different density. Then what generally happen? The more denser particle, they move to the downwards, or the more denser particle, they settle down at the bottom, whereas the less denser particle will settle at the top. This is the effect due to the difference in the particle density. The next one, it is the particle shape effect. So you see the spherical particle, right? They generally exhibit greater flowability because they have smooth edges, right? And they are therefore easily mixed. But you should also remember that they are also segregate more easily than the non-spherical one. The spherical particle, as they also mix properly due to their smooth surfaces, similarly they also get segregated easily due to their smooth texture. But in compared to that, irregular, or you can say needle shaped particle may become interlock, reducing the tendency to segregate once after mixing has occurred. So if the particle, suppose if the drug particles are of spherical shape and the excipients are having irregular shape, needle-like shape, then you may have generally a greater mixing efficiency. So thank you everyone for your patience hearing. If you like the video, just press the like icon. You can share this video and you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again.